This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now today I want to do something a little different, and I'm going to tell you why this has come up the way it has. Excuse me. My wife and I were talking, and I finally got this. Even though it doesn't look it, I kind of got everything where I kind of want it, and it becomes a thing where I started thinking that we have this huge storage unit that we're paying close to $300 a month, which isn't cheap at all when you really think about it. So we're paying this money for this storage unit, and it's filled with, I've got a couple thousand games in there. So my wife goes, you can't pay for that for forever. I go, well, sure I can, because all my stuff's in there, my comic books, my all it is filled is with my hobby stuff. And, inside the storage unit, this is a really big storage unit that I have because we condensed down to 2 to 1. And I even culled some of my stuff, and I'm to the point where I couldn't even go any lower if I wanted to. There are things that, I get in and I review and stuff like that. And then, we put it up on Macari, which if you're interested in some of the stuff, go to Macari, look up Tiana 64. What game do we use? Foundations of Rome. Use that as a thing. Once you find it and find the Tiana 64, save. Enough plug. So it made me think, what if I had to get rid of that storage unit and get rid of everything in it, and I can only fill up one shelf with 20 games? What 20 games would I pick? What 20 games would I pick? And I decided to do this. I gave it a little bit of thought, but I haven't gone through and picked everything. And so right now, instead of cutting and editing this or putting up cute little pictures up in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the 20 games off the top of my head that I would have to keep in no order. Now, I started thinking a little bit about this ahead of time, just to give you a little heads up. And I started breaking things down into certain genres, sports games, war games, dungeon crawls. I started trying to do it off the top of my head that way. And then when I'm done with this list, I think I may do another video where we go, boy, look at all the stuff I missed, and could I live without it? And that's where I really struggle, because I start thinking about certain things, and you wonder what you're going to leave off. Space games, for instance. All right, let's start right there. And if we had to make a list of 20 games, I'm going to start with space games because they're my favorite. We've got 20. I'm gonna write down here if this pen works, okay? Because I'm not going to edit this, okay? Because we're gonna do this, right off the top of our heads right now, and you get a real sense of things. So that means if the pen doesn't work, I go over here instead of stopping the video and editing like I should. We'll just pull out a pencil so we can erase something. So I'm marking down 1 to 20. To fill up a shelf, let's call it 25 games. Let's be fair. All right, you're going from a couple thousand to 25 games, and that's with it in expansions and stuff included. So you get the full feel of a game. The first one I can think of when I start thinking about space games is I'm going to have to keep Space Empires. Okay, and that's right over here. There's no way that in all the expansions am I ever getting rid of Space Empires. Okay, so we're going to write that down. Space Empires. And I want you to start thinking about the same thing. If you had to, for the rest of your life, just keep it down to 25 games, what would be the 25 games you would keep? And maybe even put it in the bottom of the comments. Starfleet battles. There's no way I can live without that. All right, so that's number 2. All right, so we got 2 so far. Starfleet battles. So that would cover kind of some of the things, but I think as far as space battles, I've got to have silent death. I got to be careful now because I can only keep so much. So silent death, even though what really hurts is that I would lose out on Interceptor, I would lose out on Battlefleet Gothic. Full Thrust is another one I would lose out on. So I've got to keep that to 3 right there. Maybe we can fit that in later on in the list if I have enough room. If I had to pick one Euro game, just to have a Euro game, it's going to be Everdell. Everdell, excuse me, is a fantastic game, and it's one of those games that I have to keep in my collection. There's no way about it. I really love it. I love the whole mechanisms of it, how it works out. War games. Now this is where it gets really tough. I start thinking about all the war games I've got, and if I'm going to be complete, I'm going to keep old school tactical. I'm sentimental to it, and I'm gonna keep that. So that's going to be old school tactical. I'm going to keep Panzer Blitz, the old Avalon Hill game. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. So that brings me up to 6. Panzer Blitz. I'm doing this off the top of my head. If the old, hey, gun to your head, you got to pick out your 25 games right now. I've got to add 2 more war games because war games are so important. And I think World at War has to be in there. You have to have something on a grand stage. World at War, which is a classic and impossible. I don't know. Do I do that? No, I'm going to take World at War out, and I'm going to put in there something that means a lot to me. And that's from the Utopia series. Even though it's a little broken, it holds up on the Europe front. It covers a lot of it, and it's a huge game. I'm gonna go with Second Front from the original. What was it? Oh God, I forgot the name of the company. I think it was Workshops. It wasn't Game Workshops. It was GDW or something like that. Game Design Workshop. So I'm gonna go with Second Front. Second Front. All right, and then I'm going to add in there one more war game. All right, this puts me at 8. I mean, this is how dangerous this is. And I wonder, okay, Second Front, Panzer Blitz, old school tactical. Think about the things I left out. Jeez. If I got to pick one of those, and it's got to be the GMT series there. Oh boy, that's such a tough one. It's such a tough one. I think I got to put Labyrinth in there. No, I think Fire in the Lake. Fire in the Lake. All right, I've got to put that in there. With its expansion, this really shines. And I think if you think of that series and how important it is to wargaming, I've got to keep one of those. So I'm at 8 already, and this is just getting tough. And I haven't gotten to my favorite genre yet, and that's where things are going to get tough. All right, number 9. If I'm going to do sports games, it's going to be Sabutio. Ah, boy. Yeah. No, I'm going to leave Sabutio out. Because it's a 2-player game, and I got to think the future. I'm going to go with Rumble Slam, wrestling game. I'm going to leave Rumble. I'm going to put Rumble Slam in there, and number 10 for my other sports game, it's got to be Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl. I mean, there's just no other way I can get around that. So now I'm at 10. I've got 15. I got slot for 15 more games. I mean, what do you put in there? I mean, how do you go? I've got to put Space Hulk. I'm looking right at it. Space Hulk. I think there's just, even though it's kind of a dead system and they don't do much for it, I've got to go Space Hulk. Number 12. When we start thinking of Games Workshop stuff, this kind of leads into my dungeon crawl things that really mean a lot to me. Well, I got to think replayability. I've got to go Warhammer Quest. There's no other way. Warhammer Quest it is. Hammer Quest. All right. 13. If I had to go another dungeon crawl, something with tons of replayability. Boy, this is where you see. I want to put Shadows of Brimstone in there. I want to put Chronicles of Drungor in there. I want to put Dungeon Universalis in there. Excuse me. Boy, this is squeezing it. What other dungeon crawls that really stand out? Massive Darkness. No, I'm going to leave that out. Frosthaven, Gloomhaven. Do I put those in there? Boy, that's tough. Oathsworn. That's really up there as far. I think I got to put Oathsworn in there. I'm gonna put Oathsworn into the Deep Woods. Sworn. I'm going to put 14. I'm going to go with Dungeon Universalis. Salis, yeah. And I'm going to go 15. I'm going to round it right there with Chronicles of Drungor because I just love what it does. Chronicles of Drungor. And 16, I don't think I can leave it out because of its simplicity and its growth. I got to put Hero Quest in there, and I think that really covers me. Wow. So now I don't have a lot left. I've got to go 17. I'm going to keep. Boy, do I keep. If I got to keep one Chip Theory game. Is it Hoplomachus? I think I got to keep two. I'm going to go Hoplomachus. I'm going to keep Too Many Bones. Which means I'm going to lose Burn Cycle. Ugh. I mean, how do I do that? Yeah. But we've got to bring it down, and it's getting close here. 18. I got to keep a Richard Launius game. Defenders of the Realm. I got to keep Defenders of the Realm. It's just a classic. I've got to keep Arkham Horror, the original. I have to. Boy, it's getting down there. I've got 6 slots left. What would you do, folks? You got 6 slots left. These are the games that I have to keep. And I'm kind of cheating and I'm looking around here. Dungeon Bowl I consider part of... boy, do I keep Twilight Imperium? I don't think I do. Because of because it's a multiplayer thing. If I got to round it out to 20, I'm really liking Frosthaven. I'm liking Skyrim. I'm liking a lot of things that are popping in my head. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, Nemo's War. That's a must. I have to keep Nemo's War. I've got 5 left, guys. 5 left. Off the top of your head, Kingdom Death Monster, do you let it go? I think you let it go. Midara, do I let it go? I let it go. I think I got enough covering that. Boy, can I plug in a war game here? Can I put World of War here? I could. What about the war? Big scale, miniature battles. Do I go 40K? Do I keep Age of Darkness or something like that? Do I keep Kill Team? That's kind of interesting. Warcry, do I keep that? Uh, boy. We covered, you know, we got that. We got that. Zombicide. There's no way that you can keep that. There's just no way. No way. Mordheim. Do you keep Mordheim? Boy, this. I'm going to keep Mordheim. Mordheim. I'm going to keep Mordheim. Yeah, that's an old classic. That there's no way I can part with that. What about Man of War? You know, you start thinking pirate games. What do you keep for a pirate game? Shiver Me Timbers. I'm going to keep it because it's that good. Take a look at the video I did on it a while ago. It has a lot of feel to pirates. So I'm going to go with Shiver Me Timbers. I know that seems out there, but I got 3 slots left. 23, 24, 25. Boy, and I'm going to regret it because I'm going to leave something out, and it's gonna make me sick to my stomach, and I would have to sell everything else. I got Oathsworn in there. Could you guys do this? Could you guys sit here and do this? And would you have a hard time with it? Especially if, and you know, this isn't for somebody that has, you know, like 50 games. Okay? Because it's kind of easy. Okay? I'm talking about somebody that has over $100, 100 games. Can you bring it down to 25 and keep it down to 25? Boy, oh boy, where do I go here? Where do I go? Boy, there's just so many wonderful games. Horror. I got Arkham Horror in there. Descent? Nah. Psh, gone. I got my dungeon crawls covered. Warhammer Quest, Oathsworn, Dungeon Universalis, Chronicles of Drungor, Hero Quest. Boom. Great basis. And I threw too many bones in there. Hoplomachus. I've got that. Historical stuff. I've got that kind of covered. Nemo's War, which is a fantastic game. I've got that covered. I'm thinking old classics that would be very hard. I've got my Blood Bowl stuff. I got that covered. Good card game. The Last Crusade. The Last Crusade. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. Great World War II card game. You know something? I'm going to add something in there that I think... Escape the Dark Castle. Escape the Dark Castle comes in at 24. The Dark Castle. Boy, I know I just off the top of my head, this is what I have, and I'm going to read down this list, and I'm going to let you know because I'm thinking about all the things I'm letting go, which I'm like almost convulsing over here. Boy, I have to let that go. I have to let that go. I have to let that go. And I'm just looking at stuff. I can imagine all the stuff that I have at the thing. I'm letting Man of War go. Now here's where it gets tough. Would I keep my Age of Sails stuff? Would I keep my Wings of War stuff, which is glorious? Boy, that's a tough one too. Skies Over Britain. Jeez, if I've got to put one last game, do I put a card game in there? You know, oh jeez. You know what? War of the Ring. War of the Ring. I'm going to keep. There we go. So there's the 25 off the top of my head. So let me read this down to you. Space Empires. Starfleet Battles. Oh, hold on. I'm going to take one out. I'm going to take War of the Ring out. And I'm going to put in probably one of the most important games of all time, Battletech. I can't live without Battletech. I'm going to keep Battletech in there. All right, now I got it. And now we're going to go over all the stuff that's heartbreaking that I've got to let go. Now I'm going to go over this one more time, and I'm just going to look, and I'm going to think of anything else that I could have replaced it with. I'm looking at stuff that I'm replacing, and I'm almost visibly sick to my stomach. All right, so here's our 25. Space Empires, Starfleet Battles, Silent Death, Everdale, that's our one Euro game, Old School Tactical, all 3 volumes, Panzer Blitz, Second Front, old Europa game. That means I got to let go all those other ones. Case White. Oof, boy, that hurts. Fire in the Lake, I think you have to keep. Rumble Slam, I really like it. Blood Bowl, one of my favorite games of all time, but I included Dungeon Bowl with that as well. Space Hulk, Warhammer Quest, the original 95, Oathsworn, Dungeon Universalis, Chronicles of Drungor, Hero Quest, Hoplomachus, Too Many Bones, Defenders of the Realm, Arkham Horror, Nemo War, Mordheim, Shiver Me Timbers, great pirate game, folks. And just think about all the stuff all the great pirate, Blackbeard I let go. How do you do that? The Last Crusade, great World War II card game. I have to take it with me. Escape the Dark Castle for a kind of a quick adventure game. Battletech. So here's the things that have slipped through my hands when you start thinking about it. Shadows of Brimstone, how do you let that go? Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, how do I let that go? Pathfinder, adventure card game, which I really like, how do I let that go? All the Steve Jackson, Ogre, I let go. How did I do that? Card Wars, how did I do that? I can actually replace something here. I'll tell you, I'm going to give myself maybe 2 things to replace. And I'm going to take out Shiver Me Timbers. I love it, but I have to put Car Wars in there. All the additions. Between that and Ogre, that's real tough. Boy. So Car Wars is going to replace Shiver Me Timbers. I'm just not going to go with a pirate game. I think the Car Wars is just too important, and I really like the new edition and everything that it does. The only other one I could really see swapping out is Escape the Dark Castle. Boy, do I pull that out and put Ogre in, the deluxe edition. What about Fantasy Trip? That deluxe box, that's gone. Shadows of Brimstone, like I said. Kingdom Death is gone. Oh, God. Midara is gone. Vampire Wars is gone. That's another great game. Terminator. That's gone. All those war games I've got thousands of war games. Julius Caesar, gone. Circus Maximus, gone. Cloudspire, gone. Burn Cycle, gone. Wow. Think of all the greatness that I can't keep, and these are the only 25 I get to keep. Can you do it? Can you put that? Can you make a list like this? Can you just say, gun to your head, this is all you have to keep? And don't take it literally, okay? It's just a saying. Ugh. That you can only keep 25 games, and this is all you can play for the rest of your existence. This is all you can do. Could you do it? Could you do it? And watch all the other stuff just go? All that Zombicide stuff? Cthulhu Death Must Die, which is a great game. Necromunda I let go. The original and the new, which is great. 40K I let go. Warhammer Fantasy I let go. Tough call here, folks. Okay, the only thing I did edit out was a sneeze. I sneezed, so I edited that out, so I apologize. But again, can you do this? Can you make a list like this and say, yeah, that's the way I'm going to go? That's how I'm going to ride or die? Oh, man. Would it be hard and hard pressed to do? That's for sure. I'll tell you this much. This is probably one of the toughest lists I've ever made. So I would love to see your list. Put them in the comments. We did this where I didn't give myself a chance to think of everything. And you want to know something? I'm going to think of 1,000 things that are going to drive me nuts. Micro armor. I got rid of all my micro armor. How do I do that? Right? Years and years of painted micro armor. Okay, all my Napoleonic games, all my 4X games, except for the greatest 4X game, Talon. How do you get rid of Talon? How do you bring it down to 25? I just don't know how I would be able to do this, and I probably would beat myself over. Boy, I think I'm going to pull out Escape from the Dark Castle. And just think of the other things, D100. 4 Against Darkness I got rid of. All right, all to keep this stuff. So I'm going to get rid of Escape the Dark Castle. And I'm going to fit one more in there. Because boy, do you keep Kingdom Death Monster? Ogre? Or do you keep... Boy, it's tough. But this is the last change I'm going to make. The last change I'm going to make. Micro armor. Do I put the micro armor in there? Do I put Necromunda in there? I got a card game, so that's good. Lord of the Rings card game. How do you live without that? The Marvel card game, which is really great. How do you live without that? Swords and Sorcery. I could live without that. Core Space is kind of tough to leave out, but I'm going to. Boy, I mean, what do you put in that one slot? You got one slot. What do you throw in there? I'm gonna go Shadows of Brimstone. Boy, I keep on bouncing back and forth with that one. Tainted Grail, which is another one that you kind of shortchanged out. Boy, this is a real tough thing, and I wonder if you could do it. What about Magic Realm? That game's really tough. I wonder if you would keep that in there. Boy, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go with all the tank games I got. I've got to put one in the slot, and I can't make this video 900 hours. But I can go... But I wanted you guys to see a live reaction, a real reaction to it. Would I get enough out of it, though? Is there enough replayability to put Frosthaven even in there? No, I gotta leave that out. I gotta leave it out. And I think I've got to go Command and Colors Ancients. Just because I have it all. Command and Colors Ancients. Because there's just enough. It would give me a little bit more of the Ancients in there. And remember all my Ancients, my painted Ancients. I just got rid of all my Ancients, my Antiquities. The Bellus Antiquitas is gone as well. Figure that one out. But I will go with that instead of Memoir 44, and I think that is the final list. There we go. I think I can live with that. I think there's enough there to live with. So there you go. Can you do this? I don't know if you can, but it'd be really cool to see if you could. So do me a favor, put in the comments what you would keep. I would love to hear. Maybe you disagree with some of the things on this list. Maybe some of the things that you would replace with other things. I would love to hear what you have to say on this. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. Try to do this in the time that I did it, folks. Good luck. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon. It's a lot better than rating your collection. How do you rate your collection when there's something you hate in your collection? Then just get rid of it. That whole thing doesn't make sense to me. Rate my collection. Anyways, do yourself a favor. Give this a try. See if you can get down to 25 games. It's quite challenging. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.